Rec League podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 36 coming soon. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram or YouTube itself. What up, bro? So I just saw The Way Back. It is the new basketball drama. I'll get into what type of movie it is, man. But it stars Ben Affleck, Al Madrigal. I hope I'm saying that right. Janina Javankar. I also hope I'm saying that right. Michelle Watkins. And is directed by Gavin O'Connor. He directed Miracle with Kurt Russell, Pride and Glory, Warrior with Tom Hardy and Joel Edgerton. He directed The Accountant with Ben Affleck, and Jane Got a Gun. If you want to get a shout out in my review of, I'm going to say The Hunt next weekend, because it looks like my theater is going to get The Hunt, but I'm not sure about My Spy or Bloodshot. And I don't even know what I'm going to see. Stay tuned to the end of the video to figure out how you can do that. So, you got Ben Affleck. He has a drinking problem. Like, when he gets confronted about it, he shows the symptoms, man. Like, he's in denial. He rages out. He lashes out. He, beats around the bush. And, he's quick-tempered and... Like it's toxic, as Twitter would say, and due to circumstances discussed in the movie, he is asked to take on the head coaching job at his old high school where he was a beast. Like, he's a legend in this high school. They haven't made the playoffs since he stopped playing, and that kind of gives him a distraction. I mean, I tried to look up future release schedule and all of that, and there was a movie in October last year that was supposed to be directed by Ben Affleck that turned into a movie called The Way Back that ended up becoming directed by Gavin O'Connor and getting pushed back to March. So I was excited to see this. Basketball is my favorite sport. I love basketball, and the trailers made it look like Ben Affleck the movie, and this is pretty much Ben Affleck the movie. Substitute coaching basketball for being an actor, and he's great in this movie. Like, he could pull from personal experience. Like, everybody knows the shit show production that Justice League was. And that he had a lot of personal drama going on that just unfortunately leaked into the media, and he was in and out of rehab. He was going through some personal struggles, and this is like the perfect vehicle for him to, try to exercise those demons. You feel what I'm saying? Because this character, I don't know Ben Affleck how much he literally, consumed. But this character, I swear, within the first 35 minutes of the movie, it felt like he had a beer or a liquor bottle or something in every scene he was in. And then he tries to get out of coaching this team. Minor spoilers, my bad. And obviously we know he ends up taking the job because that's what the trailers show, him coaching basketball. And it's a mechanism, it's a device, it's a distraction for him to not drink. And that's when I'm watching and I'm kind of okay, while he's coaching, he's not drinking as much. And is it just that's life? If you're fortunate enough to quit, it just kind of fades out, unnoticed. I guess to that person, you're doing something else for so long, you didn't notice that you stopped doing what was killing you, and there wasn't really any dramatic weight to it. And then there isn't, like, in my opinion, there wasn't that much dramatic weight to the basketball either. Like, they show that the team's not that good. They show what he does as a coach, and then they show, you know, the resolution. And then I realized toward the end, like, this movie, like, has a lot of basketball. Like, basketball is an important part of this movie, but I don't think that this is a basketball movie. This is about a guy just overcoming his demons, because throughout, like, we learn why he used beer and liquor to cope, and how that affected his personal life, and, you know, just the cycle of damage he was doing to himself, to people around him. And, like, it was like, this is one of Ben Affleck's most well acted movies, in my opinion. Like, Gavin O'Connor knows how to get a good performance out of Ben Affleck, because I just rewatched The Accountant, and he was phenomenal in The Accountant. He might be better in this, because this is just such a deep story for him. I don't know, like, that's like my only flaws was, like, I don't feel like they put, you see, like, I had a flaw, and then it turned into, well, like, I realized, like, this isn't a basketball movie. This is a movie that uses basketball as a distraction from, you know, doing self damage. And it's not really a flaw. Like, this was a really good movie. I enjoyed this movie thoroughly. I was, like, even cheering during the basketball scenes, and like, it was good. Like, the kids on the team were good. Like, there's emotional moments with them, and I guess there's kind of cliche moments as far as, like, Affleck and one of the players, and that enough should be, you know, that should be enough to show you where that goes. Janina Gavankar, my pronunciation is horrible, but I've been a fan of her since The League. She arguably the most important character in that whole show. I mean, like I said, like, it shows how it affects his personal life with his family, and the backstory, and the things that happen to him. Some of it is said in the trailers, but they're, like, it goes deeper. So, with all that being said, man, in my opinion, I will say that The Way Back is dope. I almost gave it a 4.5. I'm gonna go 4, but I really liked it. I'm like, if I, like, rewatch it down the road, it might get a 4.5, man. I don't know. Have you seen The Way Back, man? What you think? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. If you want to get that shout out in my review of The Hunt, how much will Onward make opening weekend, man? Be the first, be the closest. Get your guesses in by noon Central Time Sunday, and you get shouted. I've recently posted reviews for The Invisible Man, for The Impractical Jokers, the movie, for other February releases. Next week, tomorrow, I want to see Onward, the new Pixar movie. Next weekend, probably The Hunt. That's probably all I'll see. Like I said, I just don't know what my theater's going to get. And then A Quiet Place 2 comes out. Cannot wait. Rec League Podcast, episode 36, man. We are going to talk either a shift in the release schedule, or we're going to preview the animated releases for the year. I don't know. It sounds like a lot of fun. Maybe some NFL Combine, the new Planet Asia album. Check all of that out, man. Like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.